Good morning. I'm here at Aurora Municipal Airport in Illinois. I have filed a flight plan to fly from here to Cherry Capital, which is Traverse City, Michigan. I'm expecting there to be plenty of cherries, so I'd like to pick up some cherries. Wes and wives are riding along as we continue our journey to the east coast, perhaps. And so anyway, I'm all set. I just need taxi instructions. I'm to runway 09er. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey ready to taxi.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey taxi to runway 09 via taxiways Alpha 7, hold short runway 36, and runway 33, and runway 09.
Taxi to runway 09er via taxiways Alpha and Alpha 7, hold short runways 36, 33, 09er. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Alright, I'm going to check the controls one more time. I've already checked them, but it doesn't hurt to make sure we're good. Turn on the taxi lights. And brakes off. And I've got to go through these. I do not know how to move them. I don't even know if there is a way. But anyway, here we go. Clear left and right. They have a museum here. You can see that there's a C-47 there, or DC-3, whichever you want to call it. I have not been to that museum before. A lot of flickering going on here. My pencil just rolled off onto the floor.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey cross runway 36.
Cross runway 36, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. When I get up here to A7, I'm going to check to see if I've got something extra running on the computer, because this is kind of a bad flicker. I know I'm stressing the system to the max, but TBM 1 Mike Whiskey waiting to cross runway 33.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey cross runway 33.
Cross runway 33, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. We'll come up here and hold short runway 09er, and then I'll check to see what I've got running.
Okay, 4276 inbound, visual 32 left. Okay, 4276, I'm on tower, my 32 left, clear to land, wind 040 at 8. 32 left, clear to land, okay, 4276.
You know that chatter that's in the background, I recorded that. There's a website where you can monitor different frequencies from different airports, and then you can record it.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey contact tower on 120.6. Enjoy your morning.
Tower on 120.6, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. I have a co-pilot with me, Wes. He's changing frequencies for me. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Alright, let's take a look here. I'm going to put on the brakes. Nope, there's nothing extra running. Nope. Alright, I guess we're stuck with this the way it is. Alright, let's take a look here. Brake off. Flaps 1. Zoom out. Heading bug on. Climb rate set. 2,000 feet per minute. And we're good. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, ready for takeoff.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, winds are 051 at 3 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 09, maintain runway heading until above 1,700 feet, then proceed on course.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 09er. Maintain runway heading until above 1,700 feet, then proceed to course. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Really sorry about having that frog in my throat this morning. Landing lights on, pulse on. One last check. Everything looks good. Alright. Make sure nothing's coming. Hope that flicker goes away. Prop or torque up to 83%, 60, 70, 81, 82, 83. Here we go. Rotate. Gear up. Maintain runway heading. Flaps up.
Copy, this mission Bravo Crew, 1030, 3010.
1,700 feet, turn left. Put nav on and autopilot here in a minute. Autopilot on.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, contact Chicago approach on 133.5. Good day.
Approach on 133.5, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey climbing through 3,000 feet.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Radar contact.
Okay, autopilot and the flight management system are working well together. It's armed. Our course is armed, and altitude hold is armed. We'll be coming up here and making a turn to the right there, and now it's captured however you say it. We're now going to be turning to follow the course that we've set, and we're making that turn now. Take a quick look around the cockpit, flaps up, gear up. I can turn off the inert SEP. We'll turn off the landing lights here in a little bit. Adjust the heading bug. We're climbing 2,000 feet per minute. Zoom out on the screen.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey climb to 13,000 feet, contact Chicago Center on 127.07. Enjoy your morning.
Contact Center on 127.07. Climb to 13,000 feet. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey climbing through 6,600 feet.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Climb to 13,000 feet.
Climb to 13,000 feet. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, contact Chicago Center on 133.35. Have a good morning.
Center on 133.35. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey climbing through 7,900 feet. A lot of aircraft.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Climb to 13,000 feet.
Climb to 13,000 feet. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Hopefully we'll be above all of these. A lot of aircraft. Let's see if we can see any of them. Keep our eyes open. Above 10,000 feet. All these aircraft departing in a Chicago O'Hare and Midway, but they should be below us. See if we can catch sight of any of them. Doesn't look like we'll catch a sight of downtown Chicago either. Still a little bit of a flicker, not as bad as it was. Coming up on
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Change our altitude hold to 190. We are on our way to Rainier Waypoint. We'll be there in 8 minutes.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey contact Chicago Center on 120.35. Good day.
Center on 120.35, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Thank you, Wes. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey climbing through 14,700 feet.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Climb to flight level 190.
Climb to flight level 190, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Turn off landing lights. Leave the pulse light on. Other than the frog in my throat, everything seems to be going pretty well. Apologize for that. Didn't kind of expect that this morning, though I have had in the last several weeks. I have had some issues with my voice, summertime allergies or a virus, I don't know. (6:47 a.m. in the morning). Coming up on flight level 180. Okay, standard barometric pressure. So standard barometric pressure, and that is at 299.2. This is our backup. In case all of this goes out, we still have our artificial horizon and indicated airspeed and altitude indicator. We are leveling off. And we're still on our way to Rainier. We'll be there in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll pick up some speed here, and then I'll increase our torque to 92 or so percent. Kind of quiet in the cockpit this morning. Alright, started increasing torque. %. Prop self-regulating to 2000 RPM. Everything looks good. I think we're pretty good. Coming up on Lake Michigan.
aircraft in English at Bravo Skirt, wind 0306, altimeter 3010.
Not much going on. Try not to bump the throttle. Like I've said before, I have Wes here as my co-pilot, and our wives are behind us with our luggage. Is 40 pounds aft and 60 pounds up front. No avatars. The Microsoft Flight Simulator avatars, none of them look like any of us. So, not even close. So, I don't even have the avatars. I hope they come out with a greater variety of avatars in the Flight Sim 2024. Okay, so now that we're at our cruising altitude, I'm going to decrease our altitude hold in anticipation of descent to 13,000 feet. Making our turn, I'm going to be following the coast. Bring up. Alright, so that's where we are right now. Lake Michigan, want to miss this MOA here. And let's take a look at charts. Approach, runway RNAV, runway 10. And transition is bare. So we need to be below 6,000 or so and above 3,000 for our hold. We'll be coming in, and I believe making a turn like this to line up for our nav approach to runway 10. So the minimum altitude, or minimum, is 909 feet. I have that entered. But our final altitude at before Peter is 2,600 feet. I need to remember that. We're programming into our RNAV or VNAV.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, contact Chicago Center on 125.1. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 125.1. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Thank you, Wes. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey at flight level 190.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning.
I do have Navigraph, so I can overlay this. This is our approach, so we'll be coming in like that. Close that. So what do I have? Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, Windows 10, an old motherboard that needs to be replaced, which I have bought a new one, and I'm gathering my components so I can do a new build. My old, or the one that I'm using right now, is 2014. It's when I purchased it. Motherboard was probably older than that. It's not going to be supported after sometime in 2025. They're going to stop support for my motherboard. Let's see, and I have Pilot to ATC, and I have a small program that's available that connects Pilot to ATC to Flight Sim 2020. I also have FS Realistic Pro and Navigraph, and that's almost essential because I've got, this needs to have charts update all the time, and Pilot to ATC needs updated charts, and so I have a monthly subscription to that. You know, if I slow down and stop flight simming for a while, I can stop Navigraph subscription. They make it pretty easy, so I'm going to turn on the fan in here, get some circulation going. Everything looks good up here. Outside air temperature is a minus 13 degrees centigrade. We're making our turn out. I'm gonna cross Lake Michigan. Pretty hazy. This flight would probably be a lot prettier in the fall, or I mean in the evening. We'll be staring into that bright sun. Ended our turn, adjust the heading bug, and we are feet wet. Know if you can see it. There's the coastline, shoreline, and we are on our way to Laxey, which is not quite to the shore on the Michigan side. That's a waypoint, so I could be south, well south of the MOA, Military Operational Area. I think that's what that stands for. Didn't know if it was active or not. Might be some aircraft up here somewhere. Kind of risky crossing a big body of water like this with a single engine, but we have our life vests. And also have a raft aboard. Remember on the episode of Wings where they went into the drink? That was an interesting episode. I don't know if it was funny or not. That was the one with Helen trying to get to Boston, I think, for she had been accepted into the symphony there, and boy, it's a fun series. strange thing for me was I didn't realize that that was a comedy series when it was actually being broadcast on television, because I thought it was Wings on the History Channel. Same thing. So I didn't ever tune in, but I discovered it afterwards. It's funny. Joe and Brian, those actors that played those two parts, they were really good at it. They were so funny together. My opinion. You know, and a while ago I was trying to fly some of their routes out of Nantucket. But Nantucket, you know, this is not actually live traffic, but it's kind of emulating what's actually going on. You can have live traffic, but they charge a monthly fee for it. But anyway, at flying in and out of Nantucket, there was always so much traffic. My goodness. And I was flying a slower airplane, and I'd be lined up and ready, you know, coming in on my final, and all of a sudden they'd say do a go around the traffic. And so sometimes I would do that 2-3 times. Have to go out to the hold and then get vectored back for another try for a landing, and then it would happen all over again. So I've stopped flying out that way. I might visit with this one. This aircraft is quite a bit faster than the one I was flying when I was flying in and out of Nantucket on the flight sim. But the distances, you know, in the sitcom, they had the airports listed on the chart up on the wall, and you know, the distances for a lot of them just aren't that far. Some of them are, but I found that kind of interesting. But I guess, you know, coming in and out of Nantucket, you either take a ferry or you fly. Our MOA is off to our left. There's an aircraft flying over it, so they must be okay. Not anything going on there today. This has a number, and I don't know what that means. Here's another one. Guess I could look that up, try to figure out what that number means. This one says -3, and this one says a +67. This one just came up. It's a -3 as well. Quite a ways ahead of us, though. 12 miles or so. Here's a waypoint there. Guess I could have selected that one, but I chose Lakesea instead. Zoom out a little bit, so we're coming up on Lakesea. Another aircraft here. It says +57. These still say -3.
turn right 32 left, clear to land, wind 040 at 8.
Wonder if that's the course. No, why would there be a number? What there is.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, contact Chicago Center on 128.5. Enjoy.
Center on 128.5. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey at flight level 190.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning.
I think maybe it has to do with, because if you look at these are pointed in the same direction and they have the -3. This one's just pointed a little bit farther east than this one, so maybe it has to do with bearing. But then why would that be a -3? This is north, so they're not, a plus and a minus doesn't help with direction, and they certainly are more than 3 degrees off of our bearing. I'm going to look that up. That information's there for a reason. Ground speed is 299. Still pretty hazy.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, expect the RNA, the approach to runway 10 with the beer transition at Cherry Capital.
Expect the RNAV approach to runway 10 with the bear transition at Cherry Capital. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Okay. That's what we have programmed in. As long as the weather and the active runway stays the same, we're good. Coming up on a left turn. We'll be there in 2 minutes. ATC should be calling me with instructions for our descent for the RNAV approach to runway 10 at Cherry Capital. I try to say that over and over again so that it becomes second nature. Starting our gradual turn to the north, more north. Sure, a lot of buttons here. It'd be nice to have a yoke like this on my desk, but I just have a joystick and a mouse and a keyboard and a clipboard with a piece of paper and pencil. Nice to see this thing move. Yep. That's great. Suppose I should take a look outside. This is our aircraft. Still have a lot of flicker. Making the turn. leveling out. Okay. Need to get that computer built. I still need to buy RAM, and I'd like to get a really nice
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey descend to Crosby Rit or below 4,700 feet, then descend via the gear transition for the RNA. The approach to runway 10 to Crosby Rit or above 3,600 feet. Altimeter is 2993 at Cherry Capital.
Okay, now I bring up a conversation here. We'll cross Bear at or below 4,700 feet, then descend via the Bear transition for the RNAV approach to runway 10 to cross Bear at or above 3,600 feet. Altimeter is 2993, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey.
Aircraft calling center, say again with your call sign.
My goodness. We'll cross Bear at or below 4,700 feet, then descend via the Bear transition for the RNAV approach to runway 10 to cross Bear at or above 3,600 feet. Altimeter is 2993, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Okay. So we need to begin our descent. Descend at, begin at 700 feet per minute. We need to cross Bear at 3,600 feet or below. No, wait a minute. I gotta look at that again. I'm sorry. 4,700.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, contact Minneapolis Center on 120.85. Have a good morning.
Center on 120.85, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey descending through flight level 184. Actually,
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning.
Okay, let's take a look at that. So Bear at 4,700, and then when we come back around, we do it again at 3,600. At or below, or at or above. Alright, let's try this again. So Bear at, let's say, 4,500 feet. And the second Bear at 3,600. I can't change it. Maybe if I change that. 4600. Nope. Okay, so VNAV for Bear, and we will go direct VNAV 4,600 feet at Bear, active, and back, and VNAV on. So vertical navigation is taken over to get us to cross the first bear at 4,600 feet. Ground speed is 308. Again, descending here, slowing down. Adjust a heading bug. We need to adjust, see, we're at 2993. 2993, 2993. Slow down to ground speed of about 250. We need to change this to 3,600 feet. We're descending at 900 feet, 850 feet per minute. Hope to get some fresh cherries. Well, I would imagine they have cherry wine as well. Let's see, let's anticipate what we need. I believe that we will be now this can be really confusing because this is north. So if you print this out, I have a tendency to have it at wrong. So we'll be coming in here on RNAV runway 10 and we'll exit to the left. And I'm going to ask for Alpha 1, which is up here, and this FBO up here. Okay. Ground speed about 250. are about 9.5 minutes out from Bear. It's our transition for the RNAV approach to runway 10 at Cherry Capital. There's an aircraft off to our left. Too far away to see. I want to wash my pickup truck today if I can. I want to put in one more slab of stone in the backyard for the steps. Maybe mow the front yard. It's growing like crazy. Thanks for riding along. Slow up a little bit more. We should be on the ground in a little less than 8 minutes. So hang in there. Now this airport does not have a hand-built app, or it's just a standard Microsoft airport, so not expecting anything special with buildings and things like that. Now Carr, or Aurora, Illinois, that is a hand-built airport, so that's why I had that C-47 there, and it's kind of nice. Omaha, that's what I fly out of. Epley, it's a handcrafted airport. There just aren't that many, really, in the Midwest or on the Great Plains. I think Pierre, South Dakota has one. Now the Europeans, countries, they have a lot of handcrafted airports that you can purchase. Oh, I didn't get weather. Crud. See if I can get it in time. 119.175.
Cherry Capital Information Lima, 1153 Zulu, winds are 175 at 3 knots. Visibility 10 miles. Skies overcast. Temperature 17, dew point 12. Current altimeter is 2993. Arriving and departing runway 10.
Okay, got ATIS information Lima.
Cherry Capital Info.
Runway, active runway is 10, altimeter is 29903, which we have. Let's see, 29903, and we're on our RNAV approach to runway 10, so we're good. Still got that flicker. Apologize for that. Looks like we'll be entering the hold and circling counterclockwise. So we need to be at or below 4,700 feet. I have it entered in as 4,600 feet. We'll see. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey radio check.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, you are loud and clear.
Didn't know if they were trying to contact me while I was listening, getting weather information. It's kind of quiet. I expect some clearances here.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, clear for RNAV approach runway 10, contact tower on 124.2. Good day.
Cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 10, tower on 124.2. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. One, 2, 4, 2. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey with information Lima. Descending through 5,500 feet.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, good morning. Continue RNAV to runway 10, call when established on final.
Continue RNAV to runway 10. We'll call when established on final. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Alrighty. So it's 7:29 a.m. Turn the landing lights on. You know what? I don't know. I still didn't check that out. I don't know if I'm supposed to turn it on when we are cleared for the approach or cleared for the landing. But anyway, I need to fly this thing. Slow down a little bit. going to enter the hold. We need to be at or below 177 knots indicated to be able to extend flaps and gear. On flaps 1, anyway. Still have that flicker.
Got 3313, starts in Longdale, race no verify, runway 18, clear land. 18, clear land, south of 3313. Thanks. Ground Southwest 43, just pushed off Bravo 16, Delta, ready for taxi.
Coming around. Approach.
Whiskey, Southwest 43.
Need to descend 3600. Be there in I don't know for, let's see, so we need to 3600. Approach. Slow down. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey established on final.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey winds are 175 at 3 knots, cleared to land runway 10.
Cleared to land runway 10. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Turn on the intercept. You can see the runway right there. Gear down.
Got 3313, turn right at Delta contact ground. Right at Delta over ground.
Now we need to get down to 122 in knots indicated. 43 green. Lights on, flap 1, gear down, intercept on, decreasing indicated airspeed. Then we need to get down to 85 knots for our approach speed. Flaps 2.
Southwest 43, more tower, flight 140, only 14 right, clear for takeoff. Flight 140, clear for takeoff, 14 right, Southwest 43.
Keep it steady at 85 knots, indicated. Knots indicated. Autopilot off, yaw damper off. Gear down, flaps down. Yep, landing lights on. Got a crosswind.
43 coming forward, good play. Departure Southwest 40.
Exit left. Ask for gate A1. Looks like our aircraft just took off. Try to swing the golf club some today. My brother is supposed to be coming up end of July. I'm planning on driving to Chicago this coming weekend to see my new grandson. Actually, it looks like that airplane is getting closer, not farther away.
Cloud 60 Bravo, be a left turn on Sierra, left at Mike, hold short of 14 left, right, that's right. Left on Sierra, left on Mike, hold short of 14 left, 156 Bravo.
A little harder to adjust
Traffic, 12 o'clock, high, 1 mile, minimums.
continue approach.
West secure Bravo, you can contact ground. 606. Ground Pilot 156 secure Bravo on Sierra going to TAC Air. Mars 156 secure Bravo, my tower, defensive on ground, south 14 left at Mike, thanks for it. Cross 14 left at Mike, going to ramp 60. I guess you're at 2 o'clock, 2 miles, 7 up to unknown, just dropped off now, no longer observed. What shall I have?
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey exit runway when able.
Didn't make that one. Hi, Kitty. I'm almost done here.
And 1 Charlie Alpha is going to attack here.
Well, good morning.
Left turn at Aurora.
I'm almost done. Take a left.
Clearance 5432 Mike at Alpha 6 VFR up to Lima Yankee Victor.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, clear of active.
2 Mike, need back there.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey, welcome to Cherry Capital, contact ground on 121.8. Enjoy your morning.
Ground on 121.8, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey. Flaps up. Landing lights off. Pulse off. Okay. TBM 1 Mike Whiskey requesting taxi instructions to gate Alpha 1.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey taxi to ramp 27 via taxiways Delta, Delta 4.
What did she say? Ramp 27. Taxi to ramp 27 via taxiways Delta and Delta 4, TBM 1 Mike Whiskey.
TBM 1 Mike Whiskey taxi to.
Let's take a look. I'm here, and I need to do Delta and Delta 4, so that's this ramp here. Okay, let's see what's going on. I'm almost done, Kitty. Hold on. No, not yet. Let me get this done, then I'll pick you up, okay? She's crawling around on my desk. I think this is it right here. Yep, there it is. I'll be darned. Yes. Well, that post is kind of in the way. Slow down. Kind of hard to see it. Okay. There we go.
Sorry, it's been a long day already, so I'll verify runway 18 clear to land. 18 clear to land, Tower 313. Thanks. Southwest 43, just pushed off Bravo 16, Delta, ready for taxi. Charles 43 on my ground, runway 14 taxi via Golf Whiskey. 14 right via Golf Whiskey, Southwest 43.
Why can't I get that off? Okay. lights, lights. Okay, that's it. Thank you for flying along with me from my flight from Aurora, Illinois to Traverse City, Michigan.